Interesting. Oh, no. Hello, I am Professor Mr. Hunter, and welcome to today's lesson of Savage Block Marathon Madness. This is my podium, so respect me because I'm a savage and I'm your professor, so respect me. So, today we're going to talk about Season 8, Episode 12 of Savage Block, which is called Monday Madness, and then we're going to talk about Season 8, Episode 32. This is Messy Monday. So we're going to get a bit messy. We're going to get a little bit manic. It's going to be talking about a manic and madness Monday. For Marathon Madness, let's begin. Listen up. Listen, don't disrespect me, or you'll go to the dean's office. Alright, so let's talk about Season 8, Episode 12, Marathon Madness. I'm Wild Linwich. You didn't know me. I'm also Professor Mr. Hunter and Professor Savage. Let's begin. So today, and this is 11th grade, if you didn't know. So that's very important for your quiz, your pop quiz, your fake pop quiz. I like how I can move this around and do a good little dancey dancing. Okay. Uh-oh, I'm not inflamed. So, in this episode, he wakes up, he says bye to his mother, he gets on the bus, he gets to school, he gets to breakfast, and then he goes to Heartland. Alright? And today is Monday, so it's an early childhood education day with Miss Higgins. That's going to be very important for your quiz. One is Miss. Very important. Um, and today, so here we go. So today they just prepare for the upcoming week. For the first half of the class, they do their lesson plans, the weekly calendar, to get preparing for this week of the preschool. So they're preparing prep for preschool. Yeah. So, and then they take their morning break, okay, which is very important. And then in the second half of the class, they just finish preparing for the week, getting tools and materials that they need prepared for the week. And that's it. And the bell rings, and then he leaves Hartman, and he goes to a very important study hall where he studies. Very important. It's very important to study, kids. You better study for this quiz. And then he goes to lunch. And with his Brotherhood, which is very important. Brotherhood, which Hunter, if you didn't know, is leader of this Brotherhood. And at this Brotherhood meeting, he does his pyramid, which is very important to know. Very important to know the pyramid. But it's two underlines, so that's very a star. That's very important. Pyramid, so where all the members are at. And Hunter, but the Brotherhood members are having drama like always, which is a very important drama. Very important to know. Very important. Right? And it's Monday Madness. Oh my gosh. Who knew? Very important. Monday Madness. Very important. Monday Madness hashtag. It's hashtag. Oh, that's very important. But he moves on, he sits down, he eats his lunch, and he says forget about it. Yeah. He eats his lunch. That's very important. That's very important. You should always have two, at least your lunch meal. Very important. And then he goes to next. Then he goes to ICP, which is silence, which is very important. Mr. Mendock and Mr. Miller, very important. The student teacher, yeah, very important. Then he goes to Algebra 2, Mr. Stevens. And it's very stressful, and he has some Monday Madness. They're having a very stressful activity. It's very craziness. Hunter's being crazy. It's a little bit madness. He's kind of stressed out with the activity. But he tries to settle down, and he gets help, and he gets through it. Like he's just having some Monday Madness. That's very important. Very important. But he gets through it. The bell rings. He goes to resource. Get help with math. Play out me after 2. Very important. This as well. That's very important. Very important. This is all very important. And then after that, he goes to U.S. history. They do a lesson and then do some assignments, and it's done. And the day is done. He's saying, thank God that this Monday Madness day is done. They're very important. Today, that is very important. That gets 2 stars. 4. Yeah, very important. Day is done. Yay! The Monday Madness is finished. But the lesson is not finished, so continue to pay attention. Get off your phone, mister. Stop drinking your coffee. I have to erase all the notes. I hope you won't let me down. I'm erasing it. But yeah, all the stuff was important for your chat. I have to erase it. Now, we're going to talk about Messy Monday, just like this whiteboard. Alright, which is season 8, episode 23, so continue attention. I'm not going to ask you again when you're going to go to the dean or whoever's in charge of this program. Start paying attention. Alright, Messy Monday is only messy, so in the morning he reveals his pyramid. That's the first thing he does. Very important. Pyramid. Very important. Stars all over. Very important. Very, very important. Very serious. Then he goes to school. He gets breakfast, very important, the most important meal of the day. Remember that. That's very important. I hope you make breakfast too. And then he goes to the Heartland bus, and it's an early childhood day, ECE. And what you remember from what I just said, an ECE on Monday, they what? Yes, they prepare for the preschool day week. The lesson plans, all of it. And they get organized, they get the tools that they need to teach. Yes, correct. Good job. You're gonna get a star because you are a star of the class. You're my favorite student for getting that right, but only you. You need to get off your phone and pay attention. Stop screwing around. That's what Wild Woman said. Stop screwing around. Anyway, then he has their break, which is important. Then the second half, they finish preparing for a week, and they feel organized. They feel great. The bell rings. Hey, they head to study hall. Very important. And then he goes to lunch and has their Brotherhood week meeting. And there's some craziness, which is very important. All right. And Hunter reveals the Brotherhood pyramid to him, which is very important. The first thing that I wrote, very important. And they just talk about their weekend and what they did and what they want to do this week. And then Hunter sits down, he gets some food, he eats his food. Very good, a very important lunch. The second most important meal, probably more important than breakfast. I don't even know. But hey, it gets a little bit messy. It's a messy Monday, like I said. So, I bumped you. That's how messy it's gonna be. It's a messy Monday, which is very important. Very important to remember. Hunter when eating, because Hunter can sometimes be clumsy, even though he's a savage, but sometimes he's a clumsy savage. And he gets some food, his Chinese chicken, because Monday is Chinese chicken. He gets some of his food as a mess. And he gets milk on him. It's such a mess. It's such a disastrous, messy madness Monday. Let me tell you. So he has to go to get some water, get from the drinking fountain, get some napkins, try to clean off his shirt. Luckily, it wasn't white though. That's good. I think it was probably different, some random color, but it was still messy. So he had to take care of it. But anyway, luckily he has a marvelous mom there that can clean it up. But always, if they do, appreciate them and thank them and be a good man. Right? That's important. But he takes care of it. He finishes eating. He still sways. He's still a savage. And then he goes to science with Mr. Not Mr. Miller, right? The student teacher. They do a lesson. They do their activity, their weekly activity. Um, so they do that. And then after two, they're just doing notes for the day. Um, and I don't think today they have the assignment. Sometimes there's an assignment, sometimes it's not. Um, Mr. Stevens is very chill and very lenient, more lenient than Miss Carnell in 8th grade. But we will talk about her more in the future. But anyway, yeah, we go back and forth in this class, yeah, in history. Um, Now, and then he goes to resource, and he just chills because he has no Algebra 2 work to do or any other work to do, which thank God. So he gets it done. And he just chills, watches TikTok, watches YouTube, listens to music. He's just chilling. We don't film the whole scene this day because if he only has science work that he needs help with, which he didn't need help today with, or Algebra 2 work, he don't get help with. He don't need help with anything else. So he's pretty good with that. He's a smart cookie, except when it comes to physics and science and math. It's a disaster. It's messy. I tell you. And then he goes to U.S. history. They do a lesson, they do notes, they do an assignment. And then the bell rings, and then he struts his stuff and heads out for the evening as a savage for the rest of the night. And he gets finished getting cleaned up at home from a messy Monday. But that's it. Thank God the messy and Monday and the Monday Madness is done. And that is it for tonight's lesson. Thank you for watching tonight's episode of Sajam Black Miracle Madness from your professor, Mr. Hunter. And see you for the next class for Tuesday night. And God bless and protect each and every one of you. That is very important. Note that down. But anyway, and that will definitely be on the quiz. But thank you all. And goodbye. The class is dismissed. Bye.